And welcome back to another video from my series Star Trek The Official Starships Collection, where I talk about different models released by Eaglemoss, and this video will be about a very special release which was released back in January 2017, and as you can see from the huge picture, it's going to be the USS Enterprise NCC 1701, and it's going to be the big issue or XXL issue or however you want to call it. On the magazine it says only a special issue. I'm not really sure if they have some other designations, but if you don't know, Eaglemoss started to release the main starships in these slightly bigger versions. And the original series Enterprise is of course the first one. This is the box, and just by the size of it you can definitely see it's going to be a huge model. Here is the standard warning that this is a collector's model, not intended for play by children under 14 years of age, in different languages. Here is the logo of the original Star Trek TV show, which is absolutely appropriate from this model, and here you have the logos of the other 4 TV shows: Next Generation, Enterprise, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. Here you can see its trademark and copyright, CBS Studios Incorporated, and I think that's all for the box, so now let's open it. And this is it. This is my second favorite model of all. The first one was, I think, the USS Enterprise D. And this ship is really heavy. You don't really have to be afraid that it will fall apart, unlike the small models. Now look here at this huge line. That's not good. That's definitely not good. Also, some of the windows look like the paint is completely misaligned. You can see on the wide windows. Also slightly on the black ones. So my satisfaction with this ship is gone. And for the quite huge price, it should look much better than this. Now from the bottom there are no apparent problems. From the back it looks quite good. But the horrible seam lines. And also, yeah, I think the windows are slightly misaligned on this side, but completely wrong on the other side. Now the saucer. The saucer looks pretty good. And it looks like the real model. Now, on the bottom side of the model itself, it also looks pretty nice, but again, the windows, the paint on the windows is misaligned again. And there is a part of the red paint missing for some reason. So definitely not good. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice model, but it has way too many problems for the price. The warp nacelles look nice. the bridge part. You cannot see inside, unlike on the Art Asylum model. Now here you can see it's a USS Enterprise NCC 1701 special release, trademark and copyright 2017, CBS Studios Incorporated. And as always, let's put all of the parts together. And we now have Kirk's Enterprise. And I'm slightly disappointed with it because, well, as I said before, the paint is misaligned with the gaps. And there are also these problematic huge seam lines. But other than that, it looks really, really nice. Now, the magazine is usually filled with interesting information about the ship. Now, Eaglemoss has released already the Enterprise from the original series as issue 50. You can find a video on my channel too. So this magazine will contain slightly different things than the magazine from issue 50. Now, here should be an article about the ship itself, but instead of it we get The Voyage Begins, which basically tells us about the beginnings of Star Trek. This picture is of course from the Cage, which was the first Star Trek pilot. Which is pretty strange because the first Star Trek pilot used a completely different looking Enterprise. So I think they maybe should start with the Cage version of the Enterprise and then release the Where No Man Has Gone Before version of the Enterprise, and then as number 3 they should release the original series Enterprise, and all this text would be much more appropriate for the Cage version of the model. As far as I know, only Diamond Select released the early pilot versions of the model. Now here are some sketches from Matt Jeffries, the designer of the Enterprise. Or actually the USS Yorktown, as it was known in the day. Some blue screenshot. The Telosians from the Cage. And this section is dedicated to the original series cast and the pilot. You can see that Mr. Aldon was replaced with Uhura. The Doctor was changed to McCoy. The Captain's Yeoman. This is from the second pilot, Where No Man Has Gone Before, which again used a different version of the Enterprise. So yeah, maybe they should split this into 3 separate releases. All of these pictures are still from the second pilot, and this is very interesting. This is a model of the sets on the stage. Lieutenant Alden, who was later replaced by Uhura for the normal series. And that's it. So, but as I told you, Eaglemoss is not the only company which released this model, and I have also the model from Diamond Select or Art Asylum, and this is it. So let's compare these two models. Here you can see the top is see-through, here it's white, and there is something ugly glued on it. It must be from the packaging material. That is the close-up of the bridge dome. Look at the number of the windows there. And now look at the windows here on the Eaglemoss model. So why is it different, and which version is the correct one? I don't really know. I'm not that type of a fan who would know this from head. Now let's take a closer look at these windows. And again, on the Diamond Select model, they are different. The placement of them is different, and all of them are black here, while on the Eaglemoss model they are a combination of black and white, which would probably mean lit. But again, the placement of the windows is different. That's again not good. One of the companies, or at least one of the companies, didn't pay attention to detail. So which one is the better representation of the actual shooting model? I have no clue. If one of you is a much bigger expert on this than me, let me know. Even the shuttle base seems to be slightly different. There are no green lights on the Eaglemoss model. This grill stuff seems to be the same. Okay, that's it for this video, because I'm trying to get it under 15 minutes. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and feel free to watch any of the previous videos on my channel. And thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Bye.